All right, peace, peace, peace. But first and foremost, man, hopefully the Most High House is blessing our day. By His mercies, we are consumed. We're alive in the Most High House's body, and we're naturally alive, man. Because I just want to grab it. I want to get into this. I'm sorry, I'm kind of distracted, but yeah, I was thinking about something. But yeah, man. Cause no, shout out to brother from Assembly Firstborn yesterday, man. Cause he was kind of talking about this, and this is a big thing with our with men now in general, but especially our for Jake for our people, man. Like especially that, man. Like real, cause you know this too. Like a lot of times, like as men, we should always one we should want the next generation of men to be better than us. Honestly, like the younger generation should be better than us, man. That's why one of the students, one of my former students now, I still talk to him here and there, man. Like he was way better than I was. My mentality, maturity, conduct at his age than I was, man. He was at one of the schools I was working at like last year or a year or two ago, but that's neither here nor there. But also too, man, it's nothing wrong. Like also too, how to be having that respect for older men, honestly, elderly and older men, man. Because even doesn't matter if it's an elder or even OG, man. Just having that respect, or even if it's a foolish man, sometimes just having that respect for older man, honestly, and I was also too seeking the guidance of man being, because this too. A lot of times, no matter what, if any great man, honestly, even wonderkins, man, throughout history, man, especially in this word, even outside the word, man, they had to learn and even serve and learn under other men, honestly, other men that came before him, cause yeah, man, and that's just a thing, man. That's why we always talk about here. Thank your past teachers, man. Honestly, whether it's one in the word, or if you were in the camp, congregation, or church, but even sometimes even in the Christianity church, have some type of even though majority of it that we it was lies, but still they kind of prepped you for it, led you for the knowledge now, and also things that those were things that were just taught to them, honestly. But even past teachers, even though no matter how the dynamic or if there's a fall, I still thank them, man, honestly, man, because that's just like this, right? Because the brother semi firstborn had to was going into yesterday, man. We because like we always say here, or we going into when this topic comes up, because Joshua had to serve under Moses, had to be under Moses. He was Moses' pupil. He had to learn under Moses, Elisha with Elijah, the 12 and the disciples and apostles under Yahweh Shai, man. It's always dynamic, always happened, throughout history, man. You had to learn from other, man, before you, teachers per se, or mentors, honestly, man. Being the understudy, or protege, you should say, man, and also being the successor to carry on to the next generation and pass it down so they can be better, man. Because why are we talking about this, man? Because honestly, especially when the word says, when the word says, because honestly, man, especially as men, we supposed to submit and serve one to another, man. Shoot, this is more importantly in the word, amongst in the house, in the Lord's house, but even outside the word, man, you have to submit to, because now this goes back into consideration, because we always say, it's not always about me, it's not always about me. So it's even to my brothers, in the word, even outside the word, man, you always got to submit yourself to them, and that's what it is. That's what Ephesians goes into, because not only women had to submit to their men, or be respectful to the masculine principle, which is the godly order, honestly, too. But also too, as men, we're supposed to submit ourselves to one another as well, because we're gonna get into this, man. How yeah, man. Because I always said, the brother Judah Mack and Masharath, the elder brother, used to say, man, always take the low, man. Honestly, man, it's best because there's security in that, man. Honestly, because even if you're right in the situation, but still, it's the love. I always talk about my mom. The love is more important than being right, man. So, let's grab this Ephesians chapter 5. It says, submitting yourselves one to another and the fear of Yahweh. So yeah, exactly. See, we supposed to submit our like to one another, honestly, man. So that's just is what it is right there, man. So, but you know it's too, because I was reading Proverbs 16 yesterday, man. But see, it's how we're strife and contention. That's how Satan creeps in, honestly. But you know, because when it says this, honestly, like you know, this goes a lot of times to the fact that you know we're not like submitting to one another, or like you know brothers, like you know that's where that Sirach 22 comes in. Sirach chapter 22 and verse 22 comes in, like pride, upbringing, things that you know disclosing secrets, those things that ruin brotherhoods and well even friendships, honestly. But you know we gonna get into this, man. How being like you know the chief, how being chief servant, like you know being chief, like you know and honoring one another is so key. But we gonna get into this, man. But Proverbs chapter 16 verse 28, it says a forward man sow strife, and a whisperer separated chief friends. So see, that's the spirit of Satan gets in there, like you know, one of contention, strife. See, I was gonna say, see, contention, strife, like you know, amongst chief friends. Honestly, he says a forward man and sow strife, and a whisperer separate chief friends. And honestly, too, yeah, let's grab this in a good news translation too. Proverbs chapter 16 verse 28. It says, gossip is spread by wicked people, exactly, and they stir up trouble and break up friendships. So see, that's why we shared that earlier. So the Method Man talking about that, like you know, when Wendy Williams had said about his wife. But honestly, I was talking about that with my mom the other day when she was here, man. That gossip, that whispering, because she actually was going through that. That gossip, that whispering, that like you know, tail bearing, busybody spirit, man. That especially as men, I noticed this too. Is like this generation, man. Like, oh my gosh, it's getting worse and worse. Like, yo, it has, because you got grown men out here saying like you want to know like the quote unquote tea and gossip, man. That Wendy Williams and Ricky Lake type of shit. Excuse my language, but it's really sad, man, especially as men, because women, like even people, we're not supposed to do that, honestly, but women, they're more kind of like you know, I get that because they're so more social creatures, so that they're more accessible to stuff like that. But men, that should like you know that should not be a trait of ours. That should not be a thing. Now, there's a difference between, like, shout out to brother Samuel Firstborn, like he says, like, there's a difference between reporting actual accurate information or just being busybody, being being the newsy Susie or things that were chatty patty, as they say. That's something that should not be it, or wanting to cause strife or like discord among brethren, things of that nature. No, that's not the move at all. That's the spirit of Satan. That's just not being like you know. That's just not good, because that's why even Sirach says men talking not about men's lives or his friend or foe, and that's why like you know Peter even says that men being busybody in other men's matters. Yeah, no, that's not the thing too. But let's read this again. It says a forward man sow strife, and a whisperers separate chief friends. So see, exactly, man. And that's is what it is right there, man. So yeah, it's that gossip, that Wendy Williams, Ricky Lake, that that type of stuff, man. No, that has to stop, man. But let's get Ecclesiastes real quick, Sirach, because yeah, man, because it says chief friends, man. So let's grab this. Ecclesiastes, also known as Sirach, chapter 10 verse 10 verse 20. It says, among brethren, he that is honorable, he that is chief is honorable. So are they that fear the Lord in his eyes. So see, exactly, certain level of honor and integrity that is, especially the fear of the Most High Yahweh. Because when you fear the Most High Yahweh, like you know, you're not gonna do like you know those things, man. Especially you value actually love and sincerity and truth. Kind of what we kind of talk about all the time is about like you know. Because you know this too, because the Most High house is that way, man. They don't want nobody out around that doesn't like sincerity and truth. So where do you think that the dynamic comes with people, man? Because they're the same way, honestly. Like where do you think that dynamic comes from? But also too, I noticed this too. I always call this like you know, I was talking about this with my mom the other day, because I always call this the since we're talking about this topic, the Sinister Six dynamic, right? It's the because if those that watch comic book, follow comic books, or watch comic book movies, or know anything about comic books, like especially the character of Spider-Man or any other hero for the most part, because they usually have a rogues gallery, and the rogues gallery is just pretty much a group of villains. But a lot of times those villains will team up. But like in Spider-Man's case, he has a Sinister Six. All Spider-Man's villains, they team up together against him. Honestly, so and that dichotomy happens with certain people, because I've seen this. Y'all, I'm pretty sure y'all brothers and sisters seen it and seen this during y'all lifetime. I've seen this, right? You have a group of people they don't like this one person or party, but meanwhile they have nothing in common, but they don't even like each other for the most part, or they not, or they form a bond or kinship or friendship, but because they're like for their envy, jealousy, height is envy, but it's height and envy, or even jealousy or dislike for this other person. Sometimes it's even without a cause, or for whatever reason. They kind of click up together, but then after that weighs out, that goes away. They end up falling out, because it's that spirit of a strife and sowing discord and that maliciousness there. So that's verily they're going to end up clashing, because why? Because they never even, the love wasn't even in sincerity and truth. That was love. See, that's the love with dissimulation right there, because it says love without dissimulation. That's love with dissimulation right there. It's not even, it's fake love. They end up falling out, because all they had in common was their dislike or disdain, their envy or jealousy for this one person or party over here. That's is what it is, and they end up falling out. That happens all the time. Honestly, I call it the Sinister Six syndrome. We kind of talked about it here a while back. So yeah, man, that's is what it is right there, man. So yeah, man. So let's read Ecclesiastes Sirach chapter 10 verse 20. It says, among brethren, he that's chief is honorable. So are they that fear the Lord in his eyes. So see how let's read this Proverbs again. It says, a forward man sows strife, and the whisper separate chief friends. So see how you treat. Let's go to Matthew real quick, man. And this is what we kind of start off with the video about, submitting ourselves to one serving one another, man. And that's love without dissimulation, man. And that's what it takes a lot of humility, love, and sacrifice, honestly. So because it's not always about me, man. So you submit to your brother sometimes, man. Because it's true. Because you think about the bigger picture, man. It's not only just doing things it can be simple as doing things because me and my homie do this all the time. There's security in that, it's too, and that's where the aspect of Pusha T said, honestly, you can't expect yourself, and everybody else, you'll be disappointed. You can't expect people to move how you move. Well, because everybody's different. Everybody just doesn't move that way. How you brother sister move, how I move. It just is what it is. Not to say we're so I'm so pious, so great. It just is what it is. You can't expect that from everybody. But especially me and one of my it's my homie, my best friend, man. Honestly, this certain times we go out certain places, it's no, bro, I got it. But no, I got it. We got to damn near argue about the bill or argue about who paying for it. See, there's security in that. But honestly, certain people sometimes it's you get that dichotomy with it could be a brother, sister, loved one that you care about, but it's damn, it's okay, Shannon Sharp even said this one time, it's that you got me type of shit, or you got me this time, you got me this time, you got me this time, and it's they kind of don't even you kind of notice, damn, they kind of never even, they never even pay, but when you go out, but it's then it's the offer's never there. It's because some people do that, like the other brother Judah Max said, they consume, and just leave, man. So sometimes people kind of gotta know how to engage with those people. It's no, I can't, I'm gonna go to this brother or sister here for this, but I just can't they just can't ride with this. Honestly, kind of. Me and my homie talk about that all the time, man. So that's one thing too. But yeah, man. But that's just one thing, how you serve and submit to your brother, sister. I'm just saying brotherhood for this one, but even for sisters sometimes. But but yeah, man. That's just a small thing. How how you could serve your brother, man. But well, yeah, let's grab Matthew chapter 20, verse 26. It says, but it shall be, but it shall not be among you, but who whoso will be greater among you, let him be your minister. Yeah, pretty much exactly. In verse 27, whoso will be chief among you, let him be your servant. So yeah, man, we serving one another, man. Honestly, because the fact that man, like we're submitting ourselves to one another, man. We're taking the load, man. Honestly, like, no, brother, I'm wrong in this situation. No, man, I'm wrong in this situation, man. Or this, like, brother, no, I'll do this. I got you, man. I'll inconvenience myself, sacrifice this for you, because I got love for you, man. It's actually like that. DMX song. He got a few songs like that. For My Dogs on his first album. Then, like, what's the second song? God dang. Gosh, what's that second song? Not For My Dogs. That's on the first album, but on Flush in My Flesh album, I'll rob and steal what you dog. I mean, I know the song, but that song that's about pretty much, man, just doing it for the love, honestly, because that's my brother, man. Like, that's my dog, that's my brother, man. That's my man. So that's like, right hand. Honestly, that's is what it is, honestly. So. Why is the song not coming to me? I love the beat too. I think I forgot who. I think PK or Swiss Beats did that beat, but oh man, I'm forgetting the song. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. But yeah, man, that's what it's about, man. That's about being the chief. But notice how forward, man. That like, once somebody's forward or individual that's forward, because it'd be man or woman, honestly. They like just call strife or discord, man. I remember there's people like this, honestly. Like, I remember being at the school I was working, the same school I was working at years ago. Like 2 years ago, like, my coworker, she said this. She was talking about certain student. She said, "Listen, certain people like this. They get off with chaos and strive and discord. That's a Satan. That's like adverse or like accusing or like that type of spirit, man. Honestly, not even just to blame Satan, because really a lot of times too, we can't blame Satan or demons for the wickedness of people, man. Honestly, like they just tempt you with what people want to do too. So let me say that too. But she said, listen, I watched this girl. There's one student, she ended up getting kicked out, but she said I watched her in each friend group, like they were friends beforehand, but they all fell out, and she went to each circle of friend group, did that. And there's people like that, man. Kind of what we talking about here. Contention, strife. They give a thrive off that, man. So it says a forward man slow strife, and a whisper separate chief friends, man. So yeah, man, that's is what it is, man. But when you're submitting yourself to another, that being real chief, honestly, that's that's just going into submitting yourself to each other, man, the love of the Most High house, man. That's not gonna happen, man, because when there's no strife, enmity, like discord, or like lack of love, there, Satan can't dwell there, man. That's why, like it doesn't matter how much people it is, as long as the spirit of Most High house out there, Satan, he can't stop that. Like, honestly, that's that's just is what it is, man, too. So or evil people, or even people like that, man. Like because once you realize, like Psalm 50 said, you're not on that type of time as they on, yeah, they're not gonna come around anymore, man. Or even like this, man. So I was talking about this with my mom the other day, right? When somebody calls you, or even the brother, I remember watching the class from the brother Joel, y'all all from Sons of Thunder, man. He said this, man. When somebody calls you with gossip and actual gossip, or being busybody, or like that Wendy Williams, Ricky Lake, or like that gossip talk show or radio show type of stuff, man. Like you kind of some people are more overt. Me personally, I just don't. I just kind of be like, well, all right, cool. Like but some people say you gotta say it. Sometimes some people like, yo, I don't want to hear this. Then they'll stop. Like or then or then you can kind of have the tone of your voice or your spirits kind of, they pick up on that you're not interested in this, or you could talk about something that they're not interested in. When they come in, well, I heard you heard such and such this and this and this and this, and you gotta shut it off completely. No matter what way or method that that you deem fit, because sometimes some people more overt, like, yo, I don't want to hear this, or some people might do something I might do, like, yeah, like dry responses, or I'm not really, they could tell that you're not trying to hear that, or some people might talk about something that that they might not want to hear, or something, because most of the time when stuff like that is, then purpose goes into that. When you discuss a serious matter, when somebody's trying to lead you into that type of conversation, like with gossip or drama, or like kind of like that type of stuff. When you talk about something important matters, their whole dynamic, their whole the meter or like is going to change. So. And that's just one of three, but also often more times too, the most time your house is going to remove that person party out of your life. Because most of the time when people get like that, when you kind of shut that down, now you become the enemy. Now they don't. Now they're going to end up start talking about you and things of that nature, and things they'll try to find something made up or talk about something that was confidential between you or them. Then the most time your house job will eventually move them out of your life, or you had to remove them out of your life. So you see, yeah, man. So that's why the word even says like about busybodies and like that so on Discord and like gossip and things of that nature, like and that's the difference between reporting actual information and things about facts, like this is going on, rather than did you hear, see the spirit's different. So I just wanted to talk about that, man. So anyway, man, so peace.